Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you through the steps on how to smoke these dinosaur ribs. Alright, so I went down my meat market and I got myself a slab of these dinosaur ribs. Not a big slab, just enough to go ahead and make this tutorial. First thing you want to do is you want to set up your smoker. No matter if you're using your propane smoker, a gravity fed like this one, your regular smoker back there, or your electric smoker, you want to sit at a certain temperature. 275 is a sweet spot. So once you have your barbecue pit ready at 275, the only other thing that I would recommend you do at this point is add some type of water pan or water tray to keep the moisture in. But all we're gonna do here is get these out of the bag, and we're going to put these guys bone facing down, as far away from the heat source over here as possible. These have about a good close to an inch. Yeah, it's about an inch worth of meat on top, so these should start to recede pretty good. So what you do here is you just lay your ribs here, 275. We're gonna let them ride for about 3 hours. Checking on them, we're gonna be checking on them, but after 3 hours, I'm gonna take you to the next step. All right, so we're an hour and a half into the smoking of these dino ribs. I'm gonna open it up, see what it looks like, and let's see if it needs to be turned. Ooh, starting to see some receding there. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. I'm digging the color here. Looks like it has two ribs. What I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna turn it around. I don't think you really need to, but for this one I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it around. Actually, there's three bones there. Starting to recede really nice. Starting to get some height. Alright, looking good, looking good. Another hour and a half. Make sure your water pan over here has enough water, which it still does. Another hour and a half more or less, and then we'll go to the next step. But looking good, 275, 275. Alright, so while your dino ribs are getting ready to be pulled out for the second stage, I wanted to show you guys a marinade that I create so I can be able to marinate the ribs once they're out. Usually I use about 4 ounces, 3 to 4 ounces of, this time I'm using water because I just don't have apple juice here with me. I don't have pineapple juice. You can use whatever you want to thin down your barbecue sauce, but you get your favorite barbecue sauce, you get about 3 or 4 ounces worth of your liquid that you're going to dilute it in, and you make a mixture. So I'm going to do like a half and half. So that's about 4 ounces of water and 4 ounces of barbecue sauce. And all you do here is you mix it up. So now this is a 2-to-1 ratio. I put 8 ounces of barbecue sauce and 4 ounces of water or whatever else you're going to be using. Notice how the barbecue marinade is sticking to the fork a little bit. That's kind of what we're looking for. So you want to set this aside. Once you pull out your ribs, I'll show you what you're going to do with this. Alright, so what you got in front of you here is some dino ribs that have been in the smoker at 275 for 3 hours. So at this point, I like the way the color is looking. I like where it's at right now. So I'm going to pull these out and we're going to go to the second stage of the smoking of these dino ribs. Now you remember the marinade that we did a little while ago? What I'm going to have you guys do here is put this in a foil paper. If you're not going to use marinade, you can use foil paper or you can use butcher paper. But since I'm going to be using a marinade, I will be using foil paper so that it doesn't leak out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to drizzle this all over the ribs. And then I'm going to wrap these ribs, trying to maintain the bone, knowing where the bone is so I know how to put it back on the grill. You want to use heavy duty aluminum foil. When you're doing this, if you use a regular foil, it'll just rip on you. Alright, try to get that as close to tight as possible. There you go. So what you're gonna do at this point, you're gonna go ahead and put it back in your smoker. Keep on smoking it at 275. I would put in an internal meat probe here because the way you're gonna know when to pull it out is when your internal meat temp hits no more than 200. Once it hits 200, then we can go to the final stage. But for right now, stick it back in your smoker and continue smoking it. So once you have your ribs back on the smoker with the bone facing down, I'm gonna use this meat probe here to stick it right in the middle. Try to stay right where the meat is. And then look for an internal temp of no more than 200. And just to give you a point of reference, this smaller slab of ribs, again, it's 275, 3 hours, and the internal temp right now is at 180. So we're looking at 200, so we can pull them back out. So my Dino Ribs had hit 199. That's about as high as I want them to go for today. I'm gonna go ahead and the next step here is to go ahead and pull these out. Take the meat temperature probe out. Careful because it is hot. Grab the ribs. Son of a biscuit, it's hot. With the bone facing down, go ahead and put them in a cooler and let them rest for about an hour. Son of a... Let them rest for about an hour before you cut into it. This bone didn't survive. Alright, so what you got in front of you is Dino Ribs that were smoked at 275 for 3 hours, wrapped until they hit about 195, 198. And then I go ahead and pull them out, put it in the cooler, and let them cool off for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's see what this baby will produce. Just to give you an idea of the height. Alright, that's a pretty decent size height there on these ribs. Alright, you got a little smoke ring. You got your juices coming out of there. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a... Whoa! Alright, let me just put it back in here. How does this one's just... I mean, this is just coming off of the freaking bone. Look at that. Hopefully the camera can catch all those freaking juices. Alright, so this has been the Smoking Beard. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side.